everybody. Welcome to the Bellhop Mcculloch YouTube channel. And if this is your first time, well, welcome. If it is your first time, we got like almost 800 videos you can go back through. I put out content a lot. Some of it's good, some of it's goofy. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We try to teach a lot of stuff. Earlier, I was working on porting this mic for Fat Matt. Had to go get Boo from school and everything, so we're fixing to start putting it back together. So I figured we'd get started. I'm going to put a new crank seal on the PTO side. I do not have a seal for the flywheel side, but you can move it around. It feels like it's tight. So we'll go with that. If it need be, I'll get one later and we'll put it in there. Matt can stick one in there if needs be, but I think it's good. So without further ado, let's do what we did. Or did what we do. So here goes something. We're gonna just put a little bit of this Permatex Ultra Gray in here. If you've been watching, you know this Permatex Ultra Gray is one of my favorite sealers. They make a couple of different ones. They got the Ultra Gray, and then they've got the Ultra Black and the Ultra Blue and the Ultra Red, but the Ultra Gray is the one that I like the best. They also have one called Moto Seal. Moto Seal is a pretty good product, but I like the Ultra Gray just a little bit better than the Moto Seal because the Ultra Gray is stiffer and it stays where I put it. And I need to get some links and put in my thing for this stuff so y'all can find exactly what I'm using if that interests you. I know some people do, some people don't. We're going to get that set down there, and we're just lightly tap. Don't beat the far out of it. Don't do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Wouldn't do you no good either. Ain't going to help nothing. Just make it worse on you. So don't beat the far out of it. We're going to drop some rings back on here. Of course, got half in one and half in the other. I'll turn that around there. Drop another one on here. I've already cleaned this up pretty good, so we're just gonna put a little sealer along these bearing radiuses. Oh, I didn't get that piece out of there. Yeah. Seems like I always miss a little chunk somewhere. And just don't slobber it in there. Just a little bit of. It's like Brio cream, man. Just a little dab will do. You can't get too much of this stuff on here. We got a light coat. I'm gonna put a light coat on both sides. I keep finding no matter how good you clean these, it's like you always find a little piece of something stuck to it when you're smearing it on there. There we go. Throw the lid back on our sealer. Finger clean. Squirt just a little bit of Earl up in here. Got a little bit of Earl on the rings. There we go. Now, see if we can. Yep. We're going to put just a. I hate when them O-rings flake apart like that. It stuck to the end of my finger. We're going to get that out of there because that's not where it belongs. It is prudent that you put sealer on these bolts because sometimes if you don't, they will suck bar oil. I'm going to go ahead and tighten that one up. Give that a little clean in there. If your rubber O-rings are just completely shot, these ain't too bad. Some of them's coming off there. Some of the rubber's coming off of them. But as long as there's an O-ring there, I don't worry about it too much. I just put the sealer on. You can use little O-rings. Just little round O-rings will work just fine. On these. You could just use little regular round O-rings, put them on there, and they'll work just fine. I'll rinse this one off. I am going to take that oven back out that I put in just a minute ago. So if you're wondering why I put that one in with no sealer, I'm going to take it back out, put sealer on it. I wanted to have two of them, so since I tightened that one up, I wanted the other one in there. See, I'm going to take this one back out and seal it up. I didn't want it unevenly circumferenced. Get back on there. Just a light smearing sealer like that usually does a pretty good job. Yahtzee. Get the magnet off the table. There's the old crank seal. Throwing that in the trash. Put a few things back together. Just trying to get this done right quick so the glue can set up. Because I'm going to let it set up while I've got a couple other things I really want to go and do for a few minutes. So I'm just trying to get this stuck back together so I can do that while this glue's setting up. Whatever you do, don't try to use the impact on that one because you just can't get to it. I just screwed it in there gently, but if you go at it hard, it will round off the head of the screw and then the wrench won't work on it. Them don't require much snugging either. They just help seal the base off. And that one down there is not the happiest, but it's on there. It's on there and it's snug as a bug in a rug. All right. Hopefully all this stuff will suffice as it should. We're going to wash this out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and put sealer on this one and pretend it's going to seal up. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm going to pretend it's going to seal and slap it back in there. And for those of y'all that's watched this several times, you'll know why I said pretend it's going to seal, because there'll probably be something that doesn't work. That tends to be the case. I know. Oh, never mind. I was about to get the cart before the horse. I can't do that because I got to put this screw back in. Got to put the gas tank and all that stuff on. So we'll get all this cleaned up. I might go ahead and put a little sealer on it. Stick it on there because I want it to dry before I go to putting it together, because it can be a royal pain. So I like to put a little bit of stuff on it. Glue it on there, and I'm going to glue it on, let it be drying while I'm doing some other things. And then we'll put it back together here directly. Yeah. This thing's kind of dirty. But nonetheless. Well, I need to look at the bottom of that gas tank, because this seems to be Not too sure about that gasket. Nope, that's good. That's the right one. Never mind. All right. Now, I'm going to give that some time to cure while I got a couple other things to do. We'll be back directly. That won't be too long. Maybe we'll get this thing fired up. Hopefully. All right. We'll be back. All right. Now, you can see I went ahead and put the gas tank stuff back on it. Nothing you hadn't seen before. I got a carburetor. I just cleaned this off. Had to restart it. My phone tried to tell me that I needed to do a software update and it cut my video out. So we might have missed a piece there. It wasn't much, but AT&T, Samsung, if y'all ever watching this video, y'all are extremely annoying when it comes to those software updates. Extremely annoying. When you're filming and stuff like that, the phone shouldn't be able to allow to overrule what you're doing. If I hadn't looked up, I'd have never known it. I just happened to look up. Glad I did too. So. I did put an OEM fuel line that I had under the table in this thing because I had one laying down there. It was in pretty decent shape. I took it out of a tank that was junk. It was just I just put a little extra sealer around it. Put it in there and got it put on. Figure out how to pick something up. We're gonna get the coil started up on here. See if we can get this rascal fired up. Matt did message me and he was not able to come today, so I went ahead and let's see. Yeah. I went ahead and waited a little while, let the glue dry really good before I got back on it. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. I don't have the mic on right now. For some reason the phone don't seem to charge good while the mic's plugged in, and I don't know why. Just bending this metal piece a little bit. You can tweak it right in here. When you go to put this on, make sure this hole lines up. If it don't, you can kind of grab it with your pliers and sort of bend it a little bit and watch which way it goes, and it will show you. It'll show you which way you need to bend it after you kind of tweak on it a little bit this way and tweak on it that way. It'll show you which way it needs to go. Because if you bend it the wrong way, it'll go the opposite direction you wanted it to. So you just kind of tweak it back the other way just a little bit. No big deal. Oh yeah. I am not going to film cleaning this one today because we just done one not long ago. So I'm going to pause this for a minute, clean this up, and then I'll bring you right back. All right. Got it cleaned up, lubricated it. Put the screws in here. See if we can get her bolted on there and put a little gas in it and see if we can't make a little smoke. Hopefully she'll fire right up and run like a champ. What I'm hoping for anyway. Well, drop it. I dropped it. Oh, I don't never realize that y'all can't see what I'm actually doing. It really would be helpful if I built a camera holder that was up over top of the table, probably.
Asking for somebody.
Hold on. All right, Mama and them come out here to see what hours are doing yet. So I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, I don't have much left to do on this one's what I was saying, I think. Get everything popped back in place where it's supposed to be. I'm going to use panhead Allen bolts on these because it was missing one of them, and well, I know where these screws at, so I'm not going to hunt the straight screw when I got these screws already handy. I like them better anyway because I'm not the biggest fan of straight screws. I do like the hex ones better most of the time until they give problems, and then I say, why didn't they just use straight screws? Whichever one works the best is the one I like at the time. I'm just weird like that. I don't know whether I'm going to put the, I don't know if I'm going to put the handle on it right now or not. I do know the handle's bent. It is bent back. So I wonder, I'm going to bring y'all around here. And I'm going to point you over in this direction. We're going to see if we can give it a little twisting. Maybe. Y'all see me struggling? Y'all see me struggle with this thing? Yeah. I'm gonna try to give her a little tweaking like that. Move y'all back over here. Maybe. I'm gonna put this one in. run her in just a little bit. I'm not going to tighten the far out of it. I'm just going to tighten with my fingers and see what kind of not real far off. I gotta take a little bit more of that kink out of there and move it forward a little bit. So, well, y'all seen what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna pause it for a second. I'll bring you right back. All right. I tweaked on a little bit more. I'm gonna try to install it. I've got it. It's pretty close. It is still bent up a little bit. I've got it about as close as I think I can get it. It's a little bit close over here, but it's not the worst I've ever seen. So now I might be able to tweak on it a little more after I get it bolted on, because sometimes you just gotta bend them back as much as you can and then try to get them into place after you tighten them up, because getting them back in there is just not something you can get done easily, because unfortunately they fit on there pretty tight, so you can't always just get them right back in the place where they was without having them hooked or something so you can twist on them a bit. They're a little bit cumbersome to get after. We're gonna see what happens. At least the bolts do fit in the hole. It's still back a bit. It's still back a little bit here and a little bit there. You give me just a second and I'm gonna see if I can I'm gonna give it a little tweaking while it's on the saw. I'm just gonna walk over and stick it in the vise so I can twist it. All right. I don't know if y'all can see that. Move it over here a little bit better. See, it's a lot straighter across now. Still a little tight right there, but without just really getting a bending on it, there ain't a whole lot I can do with it at the moment. So, nevertheless, we've got what we wanted to get done. So, now, we're going to put a little push water in there and see if we can make a little smoke happen. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never heard it run. I never cranked it or anything, so that ain't gonna work. Where's the gas coming from? You gotta be kidding me. The gas tank's leaking. Oh, let me try tightening up the bolt for the gas tank. Maybe that'll help. We might have to work on the gas tank, but it ain't gonna start with no spark plug yet, so let's go and put that back in there. Can I get a whoopsie? The gas tank might still be leaking a little bit, but it's not, it ain't pouring like it was. I might have to put a seal in the gas tank. Let's see if it's got compression now. Hey! You've seen that right there? For those of y'all that's been asking, I done that for a reason. I don't know how clear you could see that in the video, but you seen how it snatched that cord out of my hand when the stall stopped. I've seen discussions about what it does, why you pull the cord out, this and that and the other. These old Macs, see the dogs are catching. These aren't so bad. The older Big Macs, like this 101 790 right here, 790, that's 790 concrete saw with a 101 cart engine in it. Extremely high compression. A lot of times on that saw, and I think I've actually done it before, I don't think I caught it on video. If you shut that saw off sometimes and you don't pull the rope out, it will pop back when the saw shuts off, and sometimes it will actually snap the rope off and shoot the handle out of the side cover. And I seen people discussing it and they were arguing back and forth, and I ain't here to argue with you. I've seen it actually snap them off before. I've seen, like this one has like a number 4 rope in it. It's not quite big enough. It has the potential to jerk that rope out of there. For the most part, they usually won't on these. They'll just stop. But they can do it, and I have seen it done. I've actually been hit by a pull star handle that come flying off when it was shut off. So it does have the potential to do it. The 2 Series Huskies, some of them could do it. They usually didn't, but they could. They only had, a lot of them only had 2. They have 2 dogs on the flywheel and 2 dogs to snatch it. The Macs have 4, so it makes it a little bit more of a common problem with them. Not saying it will happen every time, but it can happen. So if you're watching this and you ever wondered why we pull the string out on the Macs to cut them off, that's the reason why. It's because, well, you seen how it snatched the rope back down, snatched the plumb out. I mean, I was holding it like this, with 2 fingers, and it snatched it out of my 2 fingers. That's how much force it jerks it out with. So there you have it. That's what it is. That's what it does. That's why we do it. And sometimes I actually forget to do it. So it's not like it's an always thing, because sometimes I do forget to do it. That gas tank, that helped a lot on that tank. I don't know whether it's going to keep leaking or not, but it is leaking just a little bit. I might have to pull that cover off that gas tank and reseal it, but if I do, I'll probably just pull it off, put a gasket in it. I ain't gonna worry about it. So that's what she sounds like. Like I said, he couldn't make it today, so but we got it running. This thing is crisp, and I ain't even kidding. The timing numbers come out on it real good, and it works with that muffler. So we get a chance, we might have it out in the woods one day. It's turned off cold snap here. I don't know when we'll get back out to the woods. We'll just have to see. So I'm gonna get this video edited and get it shot up so y'all can have a look at it. We appreciate y'all. Like I always say, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. Y'all are the reason why we're here, because you watch our videos. We appreciate that. So if you're looking for anything, look in the description below. We have an apparel store. We have a Facebook group called Hopper Nation, and my email address. So, like always, y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Be kind. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. God bless. Remember, Jesus loves you. Bell Hopper out.